Today I'm going to share an experience that illustrates how INTJs can be both really smart and really dumb at the same time. It's kind of an embarrassing story, and also a really proud story. So I'll start with the smart part. So actually, even that starts in a kind of embarrassing way. But okay, so I'll just show you here. I think this was a test, but the story's about some homework I did that was along these lines. It had to do with, it was in this class. I think it had to do with latent heat and calculating like energy required for transitions. This was a class for physics majors at BYU. And when I was trying, I was consistently like in the top 3 in that class. And if you can see this little comment down here, good job. Only 3 people got this. So I feel pretty good about this. But anyway, the story's about some homework I did that was similar to this. And just a small comment about how I do homework, how I used to do homework when I had classes. Ever since I was a kid, I would always like doodle or write weird comments in my homework because I thought it's funny to try to get feedback, like a funny reaction from the person grading it. So I just put this stupid comment here. I just put whatever is on my mind. So down here, now let's just take a moment to reflect on what we just accomplished. And it made the grader laugh out loud. How nice is that? Anyway, so I was doing a homework assignment like this, and it was really long. It was, 3 pages of work. So I guess not that long compared to other stuff that we had to do. But anyway, it was one of those homework assignments where you had to submit part of it online. So you have to submit the answers online, but then you have to do the work and submit that in on paper and in the homework box at the science building at BYU. So on one assignment, I did that, and I forgot to submit the answers online, and I put the paper in the box. So that really sucks. I was going to miss out on half the credits. And I had to go to work. So I was delivering pizza at the time because I thought that it was smart to pay for college by delivering pizza. I was young and foolish. Anyway, so I went to work as a pizza driver. And while I was delivering pizza, it was a very busy night. It was a Friday night, I think. I looked at the homework. I think I took a picture of I think I used to take a picture. I used to take pictures of homework so that I could look at my phone instead of carrying the textbook around. I think I did stuff like that. But anyway, or it was online. I don't remember. I had access to the problems. So it was similar to this, where the answers were pretty long. Like it took a long time to do them. But anyway, so while I was driving, I did the work in my head, and then with the final equations, I plugged in the numbers and then submitted them online, and I got 100%. It took me a long time to do it because I was interrupted by like arriving at houses and delivering pizza and going in the store and picking up orders and grabbing drinks and stuff like that. So I felt pretty smart after that. That was one of my favorite things I did. In physics. So, yeah. At the time, there was a guy who was in charge of the entire region of Domino's stores, and he was watching the store. He was like observing and judging how we were doing things, and so everyone was a little uptight. Everyone was a little like, they just made sure they were on task with everything. And he did his thing and he was done. And so I was walking out to my car with an order, and he walked out behind me after a minute, apparently, because I was pulling out of the parking spot, and I look over and I see him, and he's like, hey, can I just get a picture of you real quick? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, where's your hat? I'm like, I always take it off when I'm driving. And he's like, all right, smile. And So he took a picture of me, uh, and then he's like, also, the pizza's on your car. I put the pizza on top of my car and started driving away with it there. I was backing out of my parking spot. That's the only time I ever did that when I was working at Domino's. I guess I was already done with the homework, so I guess I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the mental fatigue was getting to me or something, because usually like I can be really slow when I'm doing things that are new until I form habits around them, and then I just automate things. But for some reason it was disrupted this particular night, and almost had a huge mess with pizza sliding off my car. Yeah, good thing he was there. I never once actually had a problem with that, so I'm glad he saved that one time. Anyway, so that just shows kind of the contrast between what I'm like good at and what I can make big mistakes with. Because I mean, it's not like I usually do that kind of thing, but other personality types daydream a lot too. So it's not like this is a problem that's exclusive to intuitive personality types. I just think that you can't pay attention to everything at once. And if you are focused on more abstract things or, homework or whatever, it will compete for your attention and you might make mistakes here and there. So, yeah, I don't think it's a big difference. I don't think intuitives are much more likely to do stuff like that, but I think they are a little more likely to do stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's my story for this week. I don't know. I still enjoy it. Like, if I had to choose between this type of life where I'm like always focused on a similar thing happened a week or two ago. I noticed, I was walking out of the bathroom and I noticed that I didn't remember getting dressed because I just showered. And I was like, oh, I literally was just thinking about the economy and my finances and trying to time my plans for getting projects for JavaScript development, and exactly figuring out how to word a message to a company that I've done a lot of projects through, so that I could get the try to get the exact project I wanted. And it's like a little bit of like negotiating and not putting too much on the table, giving enough information so that hopefully they give me a project in the time frame I want. Didn't totally work. I'm going to get a project, but it's going to be sooner than I wanted. But oh well. I want money so that I can buy some 2-year options for Tesla stock. I think there's a huge opportunity right now. Anyway, so I noticed a lot of people pay attention to what they're doing, and they can't even imagine, taking longer than 5 minutes to shower or anything like this. But I'm just sort of on autopilot when I do the stupid routine stuff I wish I didn't have to do. But my mind is somewhere else completely. So developing habits is like a really, really huge efficiency boost, because then you don't even need to think about it and you can think about other things. And that's what I prefer. I do it all the time. Like a lot of the time when I'm showering, I'll just suddenly realize where I am. It's like I was thinking about, I don't know, string theory or some random thing, like when I was a teenager or whatever. And, back when string theory was interesting. And then I'd look around and be like, whoa, I'm in this shower right now. And for a second, I'll like forget what directions are. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in my parents' house. That's north. Okay. So yeah, I, I've always done that. And yeah, driving, you think it might be a problem with driving, but it's totally not. Like I, yeah, I've had other people watch me, in other cars, both of us are driving somewhere, and like if I'm talking to them on the phone or something, they'll anyone, they'll comment on how how everyone else was a stupid driver, and I'm like, yeah, I know, right? So, okay, so it isn't just my perception. It's man, driving. There's so many stupid drivers. The same people tend to drive slow on the shoulder of the road for some reason. They don't use their signals. Just, it's like their mind isn't there, but is it really anywhere? Because while I'm driving, I'm thinking about other things. And a lot of people listen to audiobooks and stuff when they're driving, but yeah, like when I was delivering pizza, I was doing physics homework, but I am positive it's because it's, habits. You develop the habits, and you can, your brain will get used to the cues that pull you back into the current situation. So if there's like a stoplight that turns yellow, suddenly you start paying attention to the current situation. It's very, very easy to be able to do this type of thing. So, and I'm constantly noticing mistakes other drivers are making, but some of the worst drivers are on their phones, but most people just suck at driving, like really, really bad. So, yeah. Anyway, what was the point with that? I don't remember. I just think that it's very possible to have an efficient way of being present when necessary, but also have kind of like an autopilot system that lets you think about other things. And that's kind of how things are. But occasionally it can be disrupted, and that can be really embarrassing when it does happen. Like when I left the pizza on my car. Let me think. Was there another experience like that? I think when I was a kid, I'd often be wearing my shirt inside out. Just stuff like that. But like you develop the habits and like the exact procedures to make things right over time, and eventually you don't ever have that problem. So yeah, I guess it's when I'm trying new things and I've almost mastered them, so I'm kind of bored of them, but the habits aren't totally automatic yet. Those are like the dangerous situations, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of any other exact experiences. When I was a kid, I zoned out a lot. So much so that in church, primary, my nickname from the teacher was Third Rock, as in Third Rock from the sun, something to do with me being an alien or something. It was kind of weird because I was just a kid, It's kind of weird to give a kid a nickname like that, but I guess I stared off enough that I earned that nickname. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah. I wouldn't trade the way my brain works for any other way of brains working. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have a similar experience, put it in the comments if anyone's watching. All right, see ya.